Hey guys, doing this is very important in reference to the history of the guidelines of my parents and why I wasn't supposed to have to work in basic information. But I was supposed to be in movies and television and music, and I was supposed to be at the parent companies of my mother and father's companies sometimes, and lots of things of importance, But somebody wants it mentioned. They want a lot of people that know anything about who I am and how much my value is or what my wealth value is that my parents had given to me in reference to certain things, certain financial value of the history of the future too. So in reference to you know people want to know what my value is in reference to financial wealth and property and land in America and internationally, basically, is what some might say. But they want all the reasons pointed out why I wasn't supposed to have to work. Well, first of all, as everybody knows, these people kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. These people have been blocking me from my trust funds. They've been blocking me from my mother and father's companies and the revenues that I was supposed to have received, and the insurance and lawsuit monies from the first day that they ever kidnapped me. And all the other things, the abuses, this physical assault, the sexual violence of these government people. I'm not gay, so you don't already know ahead of time that any of their activities is gay, perverse activities, whoever these people are. And then they're conspirators that are females that are conspiring with them, these government men that have terrorized my life, Very important. But, reference to the point, they want it mentioned. Maybe the Treasury or the Supreme Court wants to mention it, why I wasn't supposed to have to work somewhere, in reference to how much money my parents had gave to me, what my trust funds are in value, plus there's lawsuits and the lawsuits, the trust funds go up, in reference to many categories of, value. And when somebody tries to hurt me, my trust funds automatically have lawsuits against the perpetrators and the government, or whichever point of them trying to injure me or trying to cause bodily harm. So it's kind of a point of information. But in reference to this man, and there's even documents that say do not try to domesticate me. Like, this man had kidnapped me, his people had kidnapped me from my rich lifestyle that I was born into. I'm the last living relative. Now, if I was kidnapped from the properties and somebody's trying to swindle, somebody's trying to scam, somebody's trying to skim monies, and people are trying to funnel monies to each other and ripping me off and whatever, So, you understand, if I'm not at my mother and father's companies, or if I'm not at my mother and father's mansions, and if I'm not getting phone calls from the executives or people at the companies, then somebody's up to something. The government's blocking the phone calls, or somebody is hiding monies that they stole from me or something. But, in reference to the information, went all the different categories of why I wasn't supposed to have to work somewhere. Based on the facts of revenues of the companies that belong to me, dividends on Wall Street, insurance money, lawsuit monies, my parents' insurance. The government, my name's the only name on the life insurance policies of my parents that the government is blocking me from. And, there has to be lawsuit and court cases against them for that. But, in reference to history of things, these government people stealing the postal mail, government people blocking me from my rich lifestyle, wealthy lifestyle that I was born into. And this man wanted to try to play his blue-collar slavery game, or even lower than that. This man's been torturing me with satellites on every job, and they're messing with my throat again. So you understand that this satellite man and his activities of his... people, my arm hurts. Just moved. The situation of things, people want it mentioned. Like, someone will say, oh, he can't work in that kind of job because there's a lot of traffic of people going in and out. Somebody take a shot at him. or somebody'd sneak up behind him. Or if he was working in this type of area or this type of location in this part of town, somebody would try to sneak in and try to do this. Somebody would try to do that. And it needs to say how many bodyguards I'm supposed to have, too. So if somebody knows how many bodyguards I'm supposed to have, we need that mentioned in the videos and YouTube videos, too. And which people have been bodyguards in the past. We want some of that mentioned in reference to when I was younger. People that have been bodyguards for me or my mother and father, you know. I want some people to mention some of them if they want to be mentioned, you know, or whichever, you know, friendly acknowledgments. And which people conspired against me, if somebody knows any of those people. Very important, huh? And, you know, that satellite man has damaged my bottom teeth. They've dug into it and pushed it back right here. Like, they went like this with my bottom part of my chin. They've smashed it in. Just like at the top, they smashed that in. It's attempted murder, and my face is fractured from these people doing it. I've never received a penny from them fracturing my face either. With their satellites or them damaging or warping my bones of my face when they have been burning my face and them damaging teeth. I've never received a fucking penny. And that is a violation of human rights against the government. Especially with the history of what happened to my parents. The government had to admit fault that the government was wrong in the activities of what happened to my parents. Anybody want to say something? Any government man want to say something? You want to accuse my parents of something? Put up or shut up, man. Put it on the table in the courtroom. Let's fucking hear it. Any of you. Show up in the courtroom, motherfuckers. Make YouTube videos about it. Waiting. You might want to say some things, but then you might realize you might get the encyclopedia of business thrown in your fucking face. Or the international encyclopedia of importing and exporting of products and goods that might put you in the fucking dirty hole that you fucking belong in. When people are leaning over you, looking at you for your fucking stupidity. Looking at you at your fucking accusations and your lies. Government man.